Well, well, well. After literally years of people requesting Psychodrama by Dave, we're finally here. Finally sitting down with some Dave. Now, there has been debate because as I've dropped little hints both in Discord or on Twitter or wherever about, okay, I'm going to listen to some Dave. There's been debates on, well, actually, you need to listen to this artist before Dave, or this UK artist is better than Dave, or this UK artist was more influential. Look, that's great. I hear you. But at the same time, everyone's got an opinion on what I need to listen to first and the order it's supposed to be in and whatever. And when it comes to Psychodrama and when it comes to Dave, it's just been consistent for years. People have said over and over, you got to check out this album. So that's why I'm starting here. Now, I'm open to more UK artists. This is kind of the problem with like the benefit and the detraction of, I think, my channel, in that I don't try and go for only the big albums. Like, I'm open to listening to pretty much anything. And in that, I get pulled in a lot of different directions, right? And so, yeah, I'd love to hear more UK stuff, sure. But there's just a lot. So anyway, there you go. There's me stalling and making excuses and what have you. Right? I did get a note from a couple people. One said, look, Bob, you're not going to know the lingo, the slang at all. So, please don't click on the annotation and then immediately close it and call it stupid. Which I don't know why they said that. I never do that. I never close the annotation immediately after clicking it to say how stupid it was and I don't want to read all that. I never do that. So if I click an annotation, I will read it to try and understand the lingo a little better. Some people are actually excited for me to just totally fuck up and misinterpret the meaning because I get on some fun rants that way as well. Another note that was given to me was, I guess the way Dave writes, it's really a lot of word play, pen play. And so there's a lot of word play where it's written one way, but he pronounces it another, I guess. That's going to be harder for me to catch. Because as I let a verse go by and a bridge and a chorus and a verse go by and then pause to go back, I'm going to forget how certain words were pronounced or enunciated to get that double meaning in there. There you go. This came out in 2019. So the song Black has a live performance at the 2020 Brit Awards. I have seen that live performance before. It's been well over a year. I don't remember how the song goes, but I've seen that performance before where it's on the white piano and like the images are being projected onto the white piano. It's incredible. I'm not going to do a reaction to that because I have seen that before. There are 3 music videos that I'll do reactions to that'll be Patreon only. If you're not on Patreon, it's $2 a month. No ads, which is nice. No interruptions, which is nice. So there's that option if you care to join it. And I think with that, that's it. I've heard a lot of great things about Dave. Although the people who want me to listen to other UK artists all say Dave is boring. That's another really fun thing about trying to pick an album is all these people that want the album and then all the people that say, no, it sucks. Which literally pretty much applies to almost every album I've sat down with like few exceptions, very few exceptions. There's always a split between the people who think it's great and the people who think it's mid. And it is kind of funny to watch everybody argue because I feel like they get caught up in that moment and they don't realize it's literally the same argument with every album. It just doesn't matter. You guys are arguing over the same thing. It doesn't matter. Anyway, whatever. It's fun. It's all good fun. Let's drop into Dave. First time hearing Dave, with the exception of the live performance. I don't remember how the song goes, so it'll essentially be new to me. The album is Psychodrama. Now, he has another one. What is it? We're All Alone in This Together. That came out in 21. This is 2019. So this is prior to that. I think this is his debut. I believe this is his debut. 11 tracks, 51 minutes. One of the songs is 11 minutes long. So that's where a bulk of the length comes from. And then the final is 7. So for the most part, pretty quick little runs. Let's drop into track 1. It's called Psycho. It's produced by Kyle Evans. And here we go. First time listening to Dave. Dropping in track 1, Psycho.
Tuesday, 23rd of January, 2018. I'm here with David. This is our first session.
Our first session.
I'm going to talk about your background, where you're from, any issues you've been dealing with. So, where should we start?
Look, stop all the pain. How do you stop all the pain, huh? I used to hear a voice when I was praying, but nowadays I don't even want to be saved. Nah, fuck that, I don't want to be saved. I was born to be wild, I don't want to be tamed. Talents in my blood and I don't want to be vain. But if I'm a psycho, then
Okay,
I
that's
don't
a
want to
double
be
meaning
sane.
right
I used
there.
to dream of this shit when I was hopping on train. But if you're looking for a psycho, you got one. I thought I had a screw loose, but I lost one. 99 problems, money it is not one. My currency's Kenyan, that's in it for the long run. Tears on a pillow, bro, I shed so many tears on a pillow. I used to tell my teachers that nobody gets it. I don't know Clark, but I know that I'm a kiddo, cause my mummy ain't been home. Miss thinks I'm involved, blame my environment, it made me a sicko. Furthermore, I should bring that bitch down to Streatham and then make her spend a day in the Vale like a widow. Hide and crow in a Rubicon drink, which is funny cause that's how we put food in the fridge. And who am I? Someone trying to live his best life. I just want to take a pretty woman for a test drive.
Oh, beat
If I
switch.
bring her to my room
Okay.
and I press
Interesting.
I guarantee she's gonna see the force like an ex-wife. People tell me I'm a little bit balmy. For my army, I need a bottle of Bacardi. If it's me and a pouch of my doggy,
Interesting
shorty, you're
shit.
seeing 2 stars in the party. Fuck what you heard. I'm pop boy and I ain't giving man a turn. I don't wanna know when pretty women wanna flirt. Learn you can judge a nigga by the women that he curves. I love this game. I ain't lost focus.
Interesting. I like the second beat
If you haven't
quite a bit.
noticed, I could be the rapper with a message like you're hoping, but what's the point in me being the best if no one knows it? Brother, I'm a careful, humble, reckless, arrogant, extravagant nigga, probably battling with manic depression. Man, I think I'm going mad again. It's like I'm happy for a second, then I'm sad again.
Trippy.
And to my fans, the reason I could get to this, you're my drug, the instrumental, my therapist. Man, I need some therapy. My girl's saying that she'll never leave. I'm scared she's gonna find a better me, deep insecurities. You ever fall asleep cause you don't wanna be awake? In a way, you're tired of the reality you face. If you're thinking about doing it, suicide doesn't
And then
stop
it
the
wraps
pain,
back
only music.
around on the
Lies
production.
ruin it. Thoughts of a world without you in it, hiding. I ain't psycho, but my life is.
So I didn't pause at all, obviously, because you guys are there. You know, initially, lots of stuff to try and settle into. I was kind of settling into the production a little bit. There, I could tell, oh, there's a reference I don't get. There's a reference I don't get. Lots of things just kind of blowing right by me, even though you can tell the way they're done, there's a meaning there. And then the beat switched. And then the beat switched again. So it's neat that the tone of the production, the style, is shifting with the mood that is being captured in the lyrics through the verse. I like that quite a bit. And then it kind of comes around full circle and closes up with the original beat, but there's more flourish on top of it. Yeah. Now, here's the challenging part for me, going through the lyrics, because one thing this is my own personal opinion, no one's really said this, but I don't really like getting too hung up and reading all the lyrics and trying to decipher it in one listen, because to me, that's not amazing content. Watching somebody struggle and fail to solve a riddle type of a thing. So let's go through what stood out. So you can stop all the pain. How do you stop all the pain? I don't even want to be saved. I don't want to be saved. I was born to be wild. I don't want to be tamed. Talents in my blood, and I don't want to be vain, but vain as in vanity, vein, blood vein. So there's some double meaning right there. If I'm a psycho, I don't want to be sane. So there's this idea of I don't, if this is who I am, I just want to be this, even if it's broken, even if it's painful. Okay. I used to dream of this shit when I was hopping on the train. I want all the fame. Ex-girl wants to shoot a cover for Vogue, which is pretty ironic because she's top of the range. I don't know what the fuck that means. Top of the range. Dave includes some wordplay by saying ironic because the Range Rover Vogue is the entry model. Okay, I'll just believe that. I don't know anything but the entry model of Range Rovers. If anyone even take a shot at track, come put shot in the back. Easy, the alphabet. 3 G's in the ring. Call me Alvarez. I have no idea who Alvarez is. Multi-time world champion, 3 weight classes. Unified W. Is this boxing? Middleweight? Looks like it. Okay. Okay. So boxing reference. Teacher said I need counseling. Couldn't stop asking me, what do you feel? This I really liked right here. There's so many old scars that they want to reveal. We got off on the wrong foot because I don't want him to heal. And, you know, there's something there that's always kind of a fascinating thing to me. You go through whatever, it causes trauma, there's pain, life goes on, you heal, but it's more of a scar than a heal. But you kind of over, and then the therapists want to go and dig these things back up again and essentially tear it back open again, with the idea being it heals correctly this time. But sometimes it's like I don't want to do that, you know. Like, just can we just leave these bones buried where they are? You know, life's going on anyway. anyway. But I was thinking about that as that line went through. Thought I had a screw loose, but I lost one. 99 problems. Money is not one. So that's a Jay-Z reference. My currency's Kenyan. That's in it for the long run. I guess that's a reference to Kenyans being good at running. Yeah, okay. Okay. Tears on a pillow. Shit, so many tears. You should tell my teachers that nobody gets it. I don't know Clark, but I know that I don't know these references at all. Okay, well. Oh, a kidult implies that Dave, while it's very much grown up, is still a kid on the inside. Okay, sure. My mommy ain't been home. Miss thinks I'm involved. What does that mean? His own teacher thinks he's involved. Okay. So his parents aren't around. Well, his mom's not around. At least blame my environment. Streatham. My bros are blacksmiths like Jaden and Willow. So that's a reference to, you know, the kids of Will Smith. Weapons over here, we're repping over here. Southside, no telling if you're selling, holding the weapon over here. People want to apply pressure. I get him pepper. Went to school, rich we were broke. Hiding crow and a Rubicon drink. Which is funny because that's how we put food in the fridge. I don't know what the fuck that means. Crow, also spelled crow, is short for chronic. High quality strand of weed. Rubicon is a popular juice drink. Okay. So we put food in the fridge by putting weed in the drink. Huh. Okay. Well, how many more? Yeah, there's a lot here. I'm not going to tear this all apart. I don't want to get too, because what happens for me mentally is I lose the feel of that first track. And so I want to carry over what I'm feeling from this first one, where he's really just opening up completely and let it roll into the second one. So that's good enough. I'm going to give that first one a heart. Initially, I was like, kind of waiting for something to happen. And then that beat switch that paired with the change in lyrical content that then switched again and changed with the lyrical. I liked that quite a bit. So we're going to move on to track two, which is called Streatham, I think is how he pronounced it. I'm not positive. It's produced by Dave and Nana Rogues. Who did the production of the first one? Evans, right? Kyle Evans. Okay, track two, Streatham. I feel like this is going to be a very open album, raw album.
Look, I grew up in Streatham. Teachers were giving man tests. Same time the man them were giving out testers. I got paintings giving man stress. I ain't gotta sex it, message or text it. I don't wanna do you and I like I'm in Leicester, skipping my lectures. We used to ride round all reckless, stolen pets, that's Jillian Vespers. And the feds got my broski restless. Said he got a charge on a car, no Tesla. And everybody round me rowdy. I walk in, tell a jeweler, wow me. If you're talking about peas, just allow me. 19, I put 19 on an Audi. I'll never forget that day that I found me the cutest caramel brownie. And the chest and back both bouncy. Trust me, everything shake, no Saudi. My G just came out for a shooting. And Ram's done a madness charting. So the man got something in common, cause trust me, both of their things been barking. And I seen a lot of man get pressured. Why? I grew up in Streatham. And teachers were giving man tests. Same time man them were giving out testers. I got paintings giving man stress. I ain't gotta sex it, message or text it. I don't wanna do you and I like I'm in Leicester, skipping my lectures. We used to roll round all stupid mixture.
I'll back it up a little bit so I can drop back in. It does have this feeling of, I keep waiting for it to break out. like, kind of get rolling. I wonder, I had a message this morning. So it was, oh, please don't do Dave. He's so boring. And I can kind of like hear where they're coming from, because when I listen to this, I'm waiting for it to break, break out, get going, get kicking type of a thing. But when you're stressed, you don't break out. You're not loose. You're not going off. You're fucking compressed. And this feels it has that feeling of tight, just closed in. I can't move. It's pressing down type of a thing. And so it is a sound to try and get used to. This is different, especially I just got done listening to the new Little Sims EP, and I really enjoyed that. A very different sound. Teaser was giving man tests same time the Mandem were giving out testers. What does that mean? Mandem is testers. Testers are small portions of substances. Oh, handed out for free. Okay. So he's being tested, I suppose, by, I don't want to say the educational system, but more of like the structures of society, I suppose, and maybe just temptation in general. I ain't got to sex it or message or text it. I just want to do you and I don't know. Like I'm in, somebody skips me, I'm like, well, whatever. I don't want to get too hung up on trying to solve every single line either. I just want to get a general idea. Said he got a charge in the car. No Tesla. All the feds called my broski restless. So somebody's got charged. They had something in their car. I liked a walk in the jeweler, walk in, tell the jeweler, wow me. If you're talking about peace, just allow me. I like how he said, how he rolled the allow me out. That was cool. I'll never forget that day that I found me the cutest caramel brownie. The chest and back, both bouncy. Trust me, everything shake. No Saudi. That was great. That was a great little bit right there. I like that quite a bit. Stay tight, though. That was interesting. He's saying all this stuff, but then the production, everything feels pressed in. So definitely has a sensation of stress. High gassed off a note that's purple. The fuck does that mean? But you never got it off white like Virgil. I have no fucking idea what that means. Dave plays with words using colors as he addresses those who get excited over making $20 purple banknotes, but doesn't understand their excitement as they haven't made the money off cocaine as they so claim. This is a clever play on words as he references Virgil Abloh, a fashion designer who made his money from his brand Off-White. Oh, interesting. Huh. This is what makes hip-hop so tough. I think obviously UK adds another layer to it because of cultural references and lingo and stuff like that. But just, even if this was an American, I would kind of get it, but I wouldn't get the fashion designer part because I don't pay attention to shit like that. I don't care about shit like that. So it is like a weird double-edged sword sometimes where these artists can have these great word plays and it just goes, no idea. All right, let's keep rolling here.
Text it. I don't want to do you and I like I'm in Leicester skipping my lectures.
It feels kind of cold and dark like London.
I'm in East trying to link my girl because I've got a baby, a crossbow like Cupid. Man, I dead her in jail, that's useless. Tell her you if you got a brain then use it. Now I drive past, man, I went school with you was the cool kid, now you look clueless.
But I don't need a me and a you like when a chef would eat at his restaurant. Ha. I guess if you're a chef, yeah, you can easily cook for yourself. You don't need anybody else to do it for you, even if it's your own restaurant, right? I like this cold production. It feels a little damp, a little cold, cloudy. I've been to London before, and it does just kind of get that way. Feels pretty heavy. For as light as the sound is, it has this like wet blanket feel. Like you've got something over your shoulder, you're trying to stay warm, but it's wet. And so all it's really doing is weighing you down and keeping you cold type of thing. That's a good, cool fucking song. I don't know. I'm enjoying this so far. This is my kind of thing. It is a challenge with the lingo, but it's still very good. Track 3 is Black, produced by Fraser Smith. And let's jump in. Track 3, Black. very moody, isn't it? Which makes sense. I mean, it feels like these are chapters.
Look, black is beautiful, black is excellent. Black is pain, black is joy, black is evident. It's working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than. Cause you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Black is so much deeper than just African American. Our heritage been severed, you never got to experiment with family trees. Cause they teach you about famine and greed and show you pictures of our fam on their knees. Tell us we used to be barbaric, we had actual queens. Black is watching child soldiers getting killed by other children, feeling sick like, oh shit, this could have happened to me. Black is growing up around your family and making it, and being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. People say you fake the shit, never stayed to change the shit. But black is being jealous, you'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black is struggling to find your history or trace the shit. You don't know the truth about your race cause they're erasing it. Black has got a sour fucking flavor, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
God damn, dude, he is fucking going off. I'm gonna back it up because that's a beautiful little transition right there. I'll pause, but I'll back it up so we can catch that piano bit. Let's go back. There's a lot being said here. Now, I'm gonna do my best to appreciate the lyrics, but also please understand I'm not like, oh yeah, I know how you feel. Okay, so please understand that. Black is working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, because you need to do double what they do so you can level them. So that's just, overcoming simply a racial adversity. That's blatantly, that's it. That's all it is. You got to prove yourself twice as much because of the color of your skin, which is fucking, I mean, I just can't imagine that. It's great. It's just, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. The idea of racism is so bizarre. Like, I'm all for disliking somebody because they're an asshole. And it's so strange to me that we have these barriers that we've created about who we like and dislike off of arbitrary things when it could just be, well, they're an asshole. This person's an asshole. Like, anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is I wish people would be more practical with who they hate and why. As awful as that is, it's like, anyway. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. There's just so many people out there that are worthy of the disdain that is directed towards them because of how they behave. Why spend more time and more emotional calories hating somebody because of where they live or what they look like or what God they pray to? Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me at all. Our heritage has been severed. Never got to experiment with family trees because they teach you about famine in Greece. They don't teach you about where you came from. They just teach you about the suffering and show you pictures of our fam on their knees. Tell us we used to be barbaric, but we had actual queens. Black is watching child soldiers getting killed by other children, feeling sick, like, oh shit, that could have happened to me. The blacker the berry, this part stood up brilliantly to me. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the Jews, which is a Kendrick song, which is where Kendrick goes off about how he's the biggest hypocrite because, right? That's one, right? Where, why did I cry in the street when Trayvon Martin died when banging made me kill a person blacker than me? Hypocrite. I think that was Blacker the Berry. I can't remember. Anyway, a kid dies. The blacker the killer, the sweeter the news. And if he's white, you give him a chance. He's unconfused. And this is something I absolutely despise about our current society and how divided we've all become. Because as soon as there's, well, like for the U.S., as soon as there's a school shooting, what's the first thing everybody wants to know? Were they on the left or were they on the right? Were they white or were they a minority? Like, that's all anybody's waiting for. So they can immediately jump to whatever fucking side that they're going to be on and start spouting the same goddamn bullshit they always start spouting. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If he's black, he's probably armed. You see him and shoot. God. There's another bit, though. There was another bit that caught me that was... Black is stepping in for your mother because your father's gone and standing by your children when you haven't proven karma wrong. Black is doing all of the above, then going corner shop and trying to help a lady cross the road to have her walking off, which is kind of like you help her, but then she doesn't thank you, I suppose. Black is growing up around your family, making it, being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. There was something about heritage, but I think I already passed over it. Oh, maybe this is it. Black is struggling to find your history or trace the shit. You don't know the truth about your race because they're erasing it. There's knowledge, there is power and strength in knowing where you come from, your heritage and your history. It's something every now and then I struggle with because I really don't know anything about my ancestry. And it bums me out. I know my ancestry is Norwegian and Holland. But that's it. I know basically nothing about my grandfather's life, either of them, or grandmother's. And so it's kind of strange. Like when I've been to London, I've been to Ireland, I've been to France, Paris, and some other areas around there. And it's neat to go there and see all the history, but then all it does is remind me is I know nothing about my own history. And that's a weird feeling. And it's carried forward in my own life too. Like for me, I talked about this in another video where people are talking about, you rep from where you come from and it means a lot. And I've never had that because I've lived in so many places in my life. And then I leave and I never want to go back. So there's a place that I consider home and that's what raised me and I represent that. Nah. And it's strange. It's a rootless existence. And not that it's a critical thing to have. It's not like I feel all hollow inside. But every now and then it's like, man, it's weird to feel like there isn't a core, like home base, a home that's always a home that when you go back to, that's home. No, I mean, this is certainly my home now, but even with this place, even though I love it here, this is temporary. I'm going to move again. I know I'm going to move again. I'm not going to live here forever. So it's just strange. You never really feel settled. And it's an odd thing to me. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. That's lots of talking.
Taste of it, but black is all I know. There ain't a thing that I would change in it.
I want to catch this transition here.
Look, black ain't just a single fucking color.
I like that you get to hang with it.
Her hair straight and thick, but mine's got waves in it. Black is not divisive, they've been lying and I hate this shit. Black has never been a competition, we all make this shit. Black is deadly. Black is when you're freezing in your home and you can't get sleep, but never feeling empty, cause you got 20 cousins in your country living stress-free, walking for their water, daughter wrapped inside a bed sheet. I mean, fucking hell, what about our brothers that are stuck in jail that could have bust the bell? They held a burden, gotta live with it. Black is being guilty until proving that you're innocent. Black is saying free my fucking niggas stuck inside in prison cells. They think it's funny, we ain't got nothing to say to them. Unconditional love is strange to them, it's amazing. And black is like the sweetest fucking flavor, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's an incredibly powerful song. It's very well written. I like the tone of the production. I mean, it's just fucking good, man. But at the same time, it's one of those situations where great song, but it's like I don't want to enjoy it, Like it would be so much nicer if this entire song was untrue. Wouldn't that be great if this whole song was untrue? And look, I'm not an expert on fucking history. I'm not an expert on anything that Dave has said here, okay? So there's maybe there are untruths in here. I'm not trying to argue the validity of the song or what he said. I'm not saying everything he said is 100% true and all this other stuff, because I don't know. But, I mean, I guarantee you what he's saying, he's definitely felt, and he's felt it because he's lived it, and he's not the only one. So that's what I'm going after. Wouldn't it be nice if we just didn't have all this bullshit that's associated with what he's talking about here? And I don't think it's ever going to change, man. I mean, we've been doing this shit for thousands of years. Humans have been doing this for thousands of years. There's no reason to believe it's going to change. I hope it's going to change. I hope as a species we can move forward and not focus on certain things like this, but I don't see it. I mean, God, look at fucking Gaza right now. Just tens of thousands of civilians being killed. That's it, because that's where they live and that's who they are, and someone else has decided they need to die. There you go. I mean, it's just fucking awful. All right, well, now that we're all in a great mood, let's move on to track 4, which is called Purple Heart, produced by Kyle Evans. We're 3 for 3 on hearts so far. Dropping in track 4, Purple Hearts.
Look, let's pour another drink, numb the pain. Emotionally detached, she said I'm numb to pain. You're asking what it's like to love, I told her love's a game.
I like that wordplay right there.
Then learn to love the
numb the pains.
I got a purple heart, you got a purple heart. You think my work is art, and I think you're a work of art. But girl, can't lie, you're a gem, and I ain't even talking about the star sign. You're my superstar. You're my wish into a shooting star. After hours, you're my movie star, pop star. I got you singing like a rock star. McCartney, she interstellar like Jupiter. You had a shift today, cancel that. I booked a flight, let's go and catch a tan. I'll take you out to Hakkasan. You've had a couple boyfriends, but never had a man. I'll catch him at a traffic jam. Red light, Amsterdam, if he tries to disrespect. Fuck them, man, let's blow a bag in Chanel and get all the niggas vexed. What's a different flow? Acting like you didn't know a nigga soul. Gary Coleman, I got them different strokes.
So I assume this whole album is essentially just different topics that exist within the therapy session that's being had, that we started off with. Because that's what this feels like. This feels like chapters. It feels like somebody...
It's important that you have someone you can trust, especially in the position you're in. And I think it's a really good trait that you are able to find positives, despite some of the challenges, for want of a better word, that you face.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm on the right track. Psycho opens up with the bit with the therapist, and so where should we start? And so we started with Streatham, which is where he's from. Black, which is the color of his skin. Purple heart, which is how he feels. Well, that's not quite. I forget what a Purple Heart is, the award. Military award for soldiers that were injured in combat. Okay, yeah. God, that's a lot of Purple Hearts. A lot of people have been injured in combat. I thought there was something else associated with that. I thought you had to I thought just getting injured in combat wasn't anything, but maybe not. I don't know. This play on words with a numb the pain. Let's pour another drink and numb the pain. Emotionally detached, she said, I'm numb to pain. So great contrast right there. He's drinking to numb the pain while his girlfriend believes he's numb to pain because he's so detached. Right there, those two lines, you've got this whole story. I mean, goddamn. that's a lot right there. Because in the relationship, basically this girl knows so little about him, doesn't even understand what he's doing, and that he feels so much pain, he's drinking to make it go away. So that right there is kind of a cool little play. You're asking what it's like to love. I told her love's a game. You learn that love is pain. Then learn to love the pain. You're a gem. I even talked about the star sign, so like a Gemini, I suppose, because he's saying, I can't lie. You're a gem. Gemini would rhyme with that. After hours, you're my movie star. You're saying like a rock star. McCartney, so Paul McCartney, obviously. We're going to go catch a tan. You've had a couple of boyfriends, but never had a man. Okay, all right. I'll catch him at a traffic jam, red light, Amsterdam. So the red light district, Amsterdam. Gary Coleman, different strokes, reference to the TV show there. What you talking about, Willis? You throw it back now, matching right. Yeah, missionary, yeah, getting head, yeah. I heard it saying you get it fast, it never lasts, forget the pain. There's no club inside a deck of cards, which is a suit inside of a deck of cards, clubs. You gave your heart to a joker. Now you can try a king, so more wordplay on the cards. You play it close to the chest, you've got a checkered past and a purple heart. This is cool so far. This is cool. The track 5, Location, is huge. 500 million streams. So let's keep going. So far, it's tough because on one hand, I'm not like, oh man, this is the best thing I've ever heard. But I think a part of that is because it's certainly moody. I feel like this is not really in the blonde area of musical experiences, but it's very emotional. It's like a gray, rainy, cold day type of listen to put on. Right now it's a beautiful day. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a beautiful sunny day in California. That isn't the scenario we're going to go, oh, let's listen to Psychodrama. No. At minimum, it's going to be at night. You get the lights down, whatever. So I think a part of it is that you kind of got to be in the right setting, the right mood. There are certain albums that have that aspect where the setting and mood certainly has an impact on what you're listening to. I like what I'm hearing. Don't get me wrong. This is very cool. He is a great writer. I like his wordplay so far. I think he is very good lyrically. And I've liked the tone of the production. But it is also moody. Not too much so, but definitely moody. But let's check out Locations. Track 5 is featuring an artist called Burna Boy, who I don't think I've ever heard before. Produced by Dave and I'll just say Jace. I don't know how to pronounce that, whatever. Track 5, Location. But then the outro with the therapist. Now we'll continue on with the session, I believe.
If you send me the location, then I'll be right there. Then make I come check you, my baby. No time, no. And my dog is on probation. Another 5 years.
Trying to pick up the beat. Oh, there it is.
No time, no. Send me the location. This year about vacations. Flight catching, train taking. Soon as my nigga off probation. Your boyfriend's on a waiting thing, looking for one wish on a Ray J thing. I prayed that girl, outrageous thing, but she can't see cause I got shades and thing. Bad girls wanna throw shade and thing, no shade, what shade is your foundation in? If you send me the location, then I'll be right there. And make her come check you, my babe. No time, no. And my dog is on probation.
I like this beat. It's cool because it's a little like upbeat, but it's so chill.
Money like the alphabet. If you wanna see P's, gotta pass on the ends. Came a long way from a park in a Benz to an 18 plate man's park in a Benz.
This was in the first track.
Rest, but I'm far from my best. Life is a lesson, I'm passing a test. Yes, everything blessed. I don't want drama and I don't want stress. My girl got finesse, Caribbean flex, body and chest, tech body and chest. Thank God more. I grew up with less. Just to the right, raps to the left. Arge in the middle, got C to the death. Batch full of dogs with the 16s vets.
Oh wow!
Then I'll be right there. Wow! Come check you, my babe. Nigga, I was down, but I made it to the top right now.
Cool. I like what the production's doing.
In my pocket right now. Yeah, I'm so fly, yeah, I'm flying in the rocket right now. And all the games you play never stop right now.
Something that's really striking me about the production is it's light. And it's playful and it's fun, but it's not energetic. And if I keep inside the theme, the idea of a therapy session and just talking through things, sometimes it's weird when you really sit down and talk through things, explain things. It almost gets into like this like dissectional mindset. And you can explain the things that you can enjoy without showing joy. It's almost like you take them apart and just break them down into what they are. And in that zoomed out point of view, you can just like look at them as events rather than describing how you felt and all this other stuff. And with this album, the way it's structured, I feel like we're inside of a therapy session. I feel like now he's talking about the things that are fun, but in talking about them and discussing them, it doesn't come off in itself as a party, which it wouldn't be. So the production's mirroring that idea. It's cool, it's fun, it's light, we got some girls, but we're not overflowing with joy here. We're just kind of describing these things. And I like what the production's doing. Like it is playful in a sense. It isn't down. It isn't cold and wet like I was saying with some of the other feelings. But it's also not just like, jubilant type of a sound.
I pull up on the block, I see everybody watching, cause it's diamonds on my chain, and it's diamonds on my watch. Money moves, off-white shoes, came straight from Virgil.
There's the reference to Virgil and the off-white.
Had my mattress on the floor. Nigga, I was down by the middle to the top right now.
I like Burna Boy's voice. It's just nice.
Yeah, I'm so fly, yeah, I'm flying in the rocket right now. And all the games you play never stop right now. Another 5 years, and bring girls to his location. No time, no.
That's a cool little jam, dude. This is neat. It's very different, but it's neat. My dog's on probation another 5 years. Bring girls to his location. No time, no time. Let's go through these lyrics a bit. Send me the location this year about vacations, flight catching, train taking, soon as my person's off probation, soon as my friend off probation, your boyfriend's on a waiting thing, looking for one wish, an RJ thing. RJ is known for making a very popular track release to tell hold one wish. Okay, so that makes sense of that. I breed that girl, outrageous thing, but she can't see. She's got shades and things. Bear girls want to throw shade. No shade. What shade is your foundation in? Darkest gray, the shade I'm in. 49 if your baby wants in. What the fuck does that mean? The 49. Oh, 50 shades. Oh, yeah. That is pretty clever. The annotation said this is a clever reference to 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, it is. That is pretty clever. Well done. 49 to 50. House party, a babe station, girls want to chase. It's a status thing. And that's what's kind of wild. Look, let's keep going. I'll rant again. But Playboy, I don't need a Cardi, so that, I'm captain. So there's Bacardi rum, which is, or Cardi is a type, right? Bacardi is a type of rum. There's Captain, I can't even remember the name of the captain. Captain Morgan, which is a rum. Anyway, so Playboy Cardi spins into Cardi, which is a type of rum, which spits into Captain, which is a type of rum. I lead the armored. Bad ratio, I leave the party. So there's got to be a lot of girls, right? 3 Somalis creeping on me. Your ex wavy. We tsunami. So that's kind of I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's a cool little wordplay between wavy and tsunami. Tsunami just comes plowing through, right? Hardly pardoned me. I'm laughing again. I assist the man past my friend. Look money like the alphabet. Yeah. Far from the rest, but I'm far from my best. Life is. This was the bit that was, I think, in the opening track, Psycho. If you want to see P, he's got to pass on the ends. He was talking about the ends, came a long way from the park and the bends to an 18-plate man's park and a bend. At least there were some lyrics like that. Actually, as I go through again, there's really not a whole lot to tear apart. A lot of wordplay, but not a whole lot to tear apart, Although, very likely that I'm just missing so many references. At least there's a good vibe. I mean, it's just kind of a neat sound. So let's move on to track 6, which is called Disaster. This should be fun. Featuring J Hus, produced by Io and Toby Shy Boy. I'll say that. Track 6, Disaster. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, cool. It's totally keeping me off guard.
Like a nice passion. Came on a Rambo thing, everything camouflaging. Looking like a bulletproof vest, nah, that's just a body warmer. Big man gossiping, there's nothing worse. I swear I'm a father for them, man. Bring something larger for them, man. Disaster for them, man. Them man, there. Make a one trip there. just to make a one thing clear. Then fly out to Edinburgh. I'm so fly, I might just pop my collar. Need a zoo pizza roll.
Man don't business, love no witness, hug no traitor, spud no snitches.
Man try live this, never knew he had a clitoris. Have man for breakfast, talk about hit list. I bring the fire, you a liar and a backstabber. I'm with the bone chasers or I'm with the cast.
I love this part of the beat.
Mathematics, automatic, never static. And she don't know my real name, she thought I was Patrick. Sit back and smoke a baseball bat. You think this is the life, but it ain't all that. I done some evil things that I wouldn't take back. I keep it to myself, cause people wanna chat.
Keep it to yourself, people wanna talk. Flossing on the gossip's how you end up in a war. I got nothing for a fed, copper for your head, and that's the definition of a penny for your thoughts.
We just live and maintain. We on the same streets, but we don't play the same game. You're the type to get caught and go and play the blame game. You should be ashamed if I stick to my heart. I put my stick to your brain, let it rip for the pain. They put shit on my name till I grip and I aim.
Dip on a plane with a brand new name. Mummy, I got a flight to catch. All for an internet gangster or a Cyberman.
Whining like a nice passion. Came on a Rambo thing. Everything camouflage.
Everything camouflage.
Looking like a bulletproof vest. Nah, that's just a body warmer. Big man gossiping, there's nothing worse. I swear I'm a father for them, man. Bring something larger for them, man. Disaster, disaster for them, man. Same time, I don't think I'm too irrational.
Wow, that's my favorite beat. That was my favorite beat by far. That was a crazy cool beat, man. That was like the first one to really like suck me in. I mean, this whole album has been captivating in its own way. Like it's just different. But that beat, especially when it drops in with Jay Huss's portion of the verse, doom doom, boom boom boom, boom boom, cool fucking beat. You know, I was gonna pause and I just didn't fucking want to. And it got towards the end. I was like, oh shit, I'm just doing that thing where I'm just sitting here listening to the music. But I guess that's okay. I mean, it's kind of a compliment, really, an accidental compliment where I don't want to stop it from going. It was great. I love that. I want to listen to it again. Disaster. Huh. But also, too, part of it is I'm trying to like catch on. I feel like my clutch is slipping this whole time. This whole album has been in that regard, like trying to follow the lyrics and really understand what he's saying. But I feel like I'm only kind of understanding what he's saying. And so like, it's like a worn out clutch. Just can't quite get there. She's whining like a nice booshie. Don't know what the fuck that means. Came on a Rambo thing. Everything camouflaging. Yeah, that's Rambo. Sure, of course. Looking like a bulletproof vest. That's just a body warmer. Okay. Like she's armored up, but really she's not. I don't know. That one's kind of confusing to me too. I'm a father for them. Bringing something larger for them. Disaster. Make a one trip there just to make a one thing clear. Fly to Edinburgh. I'm so fly. I just might pop my collar. Need a zoobity roll, left eye, look through your soul. I'm blinded by love while I'm winking at you. Which is after left eye, look through your soul. So only one eye is looking through your soul while you're winking. You know, I don't know. It's just really interesting the way it's written. And I don't quite get it. And that's okay. It's okay. I'm thinking out loud so you know I'm always thinking about you. Fuck beefing with babies, catch you in a rave and take your paper. We're taking your paper, your yak, and your ladies. What's yak? Oh, cognac. Okay. All right. That's not a nice thing. Don't take somebody's beverage. If you're already taking their money and their ladies, at least leave them with their beverage. Come on, Dave. You know better than that. Jeez. I'm standing here, bumped into Dave by the Santander, same spot. You was in the same spot you was in last year. You said life ain't fair. I know a man live in life in fear. This time last year, you were on the same block, standing there, smoking, gossiping, chatting beer. Don't tell me that you ain't involved. Them GME, I can't pronounce that, or the way he says it. GME is another artist that has been brought up to me. Dave expressing how he doesn't really give a shit about beef. And this person chatting shit as if it doesn't dictate how it feels. Okay, so maybe they had a little bit of beef. That's another UK artist that has been mentioned to me, brought up to me. Love no witness, hug no traitor, spud no stitches. I don't know what the fuck that means. Spud no stitches could directly refer to British phrase. Spud is a slang term for a fist bump or other informal... Oh, greeting. Oh, okay, yeah. So you don't spud snitches. Yeah, sure. Man trying to live this never knew he had a clitoris. What a great way to call somebody a pussy. Well done. Well done. Have man for breakfast. Talk about his hit list. I bring the fire. You a liar and a backstabber. I'm with the born chasers. Or I'm with the cash grabbers. I'm doing mathematics. How to make never static. This line was great. And she don't know my real name. She thought I was Patrick. I'm hoping, and I'll say it and then click the annotation. I'm hoping that's a reference to Patrick Bateman, who is the very iconic, in my opinion, character from American Psycho. No, god damn it. This is a nod to Huss's manager and close childhood friend. Black Butter, also known as Patrick Yabish. Okay. Well, Patrick Bateman is a character from the movie and book American Psycho. And it's great because the opening sequence, he's talking about all these different things that he does to take care of his body. And then it concludes with, even though you can see my face and you can shake my hand and feel my flesh, I am simply not there. It's amazing. If you've never seen American Psycho, be over 18 and watch it, and don't watch it with your parents. Great movie, great book. I've read the book. I own the movie. I own both. But Psycho, great Psycho. So I was hoping that was a reference to Patrick. Anyway, I got nothing for a Fed, copper for your head. And that's the definition of a penny for your thoughts. Man, that was a good little section right there. We just live and maintain. We're on the same streets, but don't play the same game. You're the type to get caught and go and play the blame game. You should be ashamed. If I stick to my heart, I put my stick to your brain. Let it rip for the pain. My boy put stars in the hood like I'm Strider. I don't know Strider. Star in the Hood, classic grime release. Okay, Strider is the name of one of the nicknames. Okay, so that's a reference to something I know nothing about. Fair enough. No surprise. I know people wearing rollies, doing life in a can. Isn't it ironic that they couldn't find the time to plan? Yeah, that's a good fucking line right there, too. Still keep a faith in God. Couldn't spare the rod. Marcel, you know me. I came with the Blazing Squad. You better pray to God whenever I'm in town. Like a kid in the divorce, I'm leaving with your spouse. That fucking cold right there, man. Great beat. I like that one a lot. Disaster, I think, so far is my favorite. I mean, all these songs have been really good, but the beat on Disaster really captivated me. Let's move on to track 7, which is called Screwface Capital. That's produced by Tyrell169 Dave and Fraser Smith, who was on a previous track. Okay, track 7, Screwface Capital. More piano. I like piano.
And I want you now. And I want you now.
I do not recognize the sample.
I made a link with the Russians, 6-figure discussions, dinners in public, my linen all tailored, my outstanding payments swift like Taylor, and boy I owe them man a beating, but don't watch what I'm making, just know I put both of the P's and up at the same time, I put the pay in pagan, man wanna beef, don't know what the stakes is, broad daylight doing nigga on a day shift, free scales got him living on basic, my location changes quicker than gears on a brand new Porsche Cayman, I told RJ put down a line and he did, but he's got another 3 like H's. This thing's coming like Pokemon Go, cause I seen man once, never seen him again. Man don't really wanna walk to the shop or jump on the train, cause the end's got tension. One eye on my ops, 2 eyes on my friends, cause at least my ops man knows their intentions. I turn a loss to a lesson, I turn a curse to a gift and a blessing. Any girl that I've got an interest in, face interesting, body impressive. I got 99 out of 100 marks in class on my English questions. I get the same if I did it again, cause I still don't know the definition of resting. I put blood in, I put sweat in, I shed tears when my niggas got sentenced. The murk is a beast and I'm blacking it out. 1.9 on the plan for a house, I ain't got a memory of when dad was around. Still a child when I turned man of the house. Tell me what you know about a bag full of bills and your mum crying out saying son I can't take it, and then staring in the mirror for an hour with a tear in your eye like I gotta go make it. Ever seen a good friend turn pagan, a pretty girl glow down turn basic?
Ha! Good shit. Those darker notes hitting. Good shit. Again, I'm kind of captivated by the whole song. I don't even want to pause. Also, these verses are just going and going and going. That's cool. It is very like moody, angsty type stuff. But what's cool is it isn't childish. You know, sometimes you get into the angsty lane and it's like, okay, you know, it's like, okay, oh, you're so sad. I get it, right? But this is a very well written, like deep. It feels like an emotional exploration. You know, it feels like somebody who is like, okay, I am in this therapy session. I am going to dive in and we're really going to crawl deep into these dark cracks and see what's down there. And just whatever it is what it is, you know? This is a great track too, Screwface Capital. He does say a lot. It's really neat. I am enjoying his wordplay. My outstanding payments swift like Taylor Swift. So the Super Bowl's coming up Sunday. What's today? Friday. And I was hoping the Lions were gonna go. I wanted the Lions to win the whole thing. I was hoping it was gonna be a Lions-Bills Super Bowl. That would have been cool. Now I'm from California. Everybody thinks I'm not a Niners fan. I honestly don't even really watch football anymore. But I've been watching the playoffs, and if the 49ers win, that'll be cool because Brock Purdy is the final pick in the draft, so he's Mr. Irrelevant, and so that'd be neat to see Mr. Irrelevant win a Super Bowl so soon after being drafted. But with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift being engaged, and Taylor Swift's at all the games now, and the Chiefs in there, like so many people are all cranky about Taylor Swift shots in the football games, and so I'm just like, God, I hope Travis Kelce scores 4 touchdowns. In every touchdown, they show Taylor Swift, and then he gets MVP of the Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift comes out, like, just to watch the internet rage. It is endlessly hilarious to me how furious some of these people are over Taylor Swift being shown on the TV for 3 seconds when Travis Kelce scores a touchdown. Like, it's just incredible. People just fucking hate it, and it cracks me up. So I'm probably going to tweet on Sunday, like sarcastically, it's going to be so great to see Taylor Swift be the first musical artist to win a Super Bowl ring, and she'll be the greatest of all time. Oh, God. It's just incredible. It's incredible. The shit that we get worked up over, you know? At the same time, I put the pay in pagan. That's a great line. Just know I put both of the P's in up, and at the same time, I put the pay in pagan. Man, want a beef, don't know what the stakes is. Steaks, beef, get it? Some of this shit, it's like, okay, it's clever, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not huge into puns, and a lot of wordplay kind of rolls into pun territory, and so it's like, okay, whatever. I gotta watch for the greed and the hatred. I'm saying who's on votes. We hit up people and see who's on smoke when it's that time. You could run that shit there and it's cool, but you can't hear like a bad line. What's going on? Oh, is somebody home?
Yes.
Okay, I'm working.
I know.
All right, well, keep it down. Stop talking to me when I talk to you.
Okay.
My wife was home, middle of the day. She caught me. She caught me with my mistress, my musical mistress.
I'm leaving in like 10 minutes.
Okay, well, keep it down. I'm working.
I have barf on me and I have to change my clothes.
Oh, nasty. Okay, all right. Where was I? You could run that shit and it's cool. It's been 15 minutes since me and her fucked. I'm saying, why are you still in the house for? Girl says I'm rude, but they won't never leave. Because you know the jab right, like Southpaws. That part I didn't get. Should I click the annotation? No, I'm not too concerned about it. How are you gonna say that we beef with your chest? Like Sergey didn't G lean on your set. That that's a reference to something I don't know about. I love the Pokemon Go reference in here. If it's beast on the ends and it's peaking for them, this thing's coming like Pokemon Go because see a man once, never see him again. Never played Pokemon Go. Never played Pokemon. There you go. Truth comes out. This I really liked. One eye on my ops, two eyes on my friends. Because at least with my ops, man knows their intentions. Good shit right there. Good shit, you know? I got 99. This was a fun, silly, little ridiculous line. Got 99 out of 100 marks on my class on English questions. If I did it same, if I get the same, I would get the same. Jeez, I'm fucking this all up. Basically, he would still only get 99 out of 100 because he doesn't know the definition of resting. Oh, okay. I mean, it's good, but it's corny at the same time, in my opinion. So many days, let's see, what have you done for your siblings? I made sure the family's sweet. So many days I've starved myself just to make sure that my whole family eats. The Merc is a beast, and I'm blacking it out. 1.9 on the plan for a house. I ain't got a memory of when Dad was around. Still a child when I turned man of the house. This part really stuck out to me. Tell me what you know about a bag full of bills, and your mom crying out, son, I can't take it. And I didn't know. At first, I thought he meant he was handing her a bag of bills, as in like handing her a bag of money, and her saying, I can't take it. Now I almost think it's the other way. There's all these bills piling up, and she can't handle the stress of dealing with that. Then staring in the mirror for an hour with a tear in your eye, like, I got to go make it. That right there, fuck. Yeah, that's just hard. And I can't even speak on it because I have no idea. I mean, I was fortunate. I grew up relatively poor for the most part, but I was fortunate enough that, my dad had a job, and it was just him and I. After my parents got divorced, obviously him and I, but we were never like so low in the poverty section that we couldn't pay the bills. Like he was always able to keep the bills paid. So that was nice. Anyway, kind of a disjointed review there. I'm going to blame my wife for that one. It's all her fault. All her fault. Let's move on to track 8, which is called Environment, produced by Fraser T. Smith. So this is his third or fourth time, I believe, on the album. Track 8. Environment.
What do you think people see when they look at you?
That almost sounds familiar, that piano bit.
Look, you see our gold chains and our flashy cars. I see a lack of self-worth and I see battle scars. He has to be with 20 man when he wears jewelry, and you see it as gangster, I see it as insecurity. Where I'm from, everybody wants to make it out, but nobody wants to see somebody make it out. It ain't about who came around, but more about who stayed around. Behind the scenes, they say God gave us eyes to see. You see the video vixens and all their pearly whites, but you don't see the dirty nights, long days and early flights. You see the deals and think all these rappers laughing now, but you don't get that if we weren't already, we're a target now. Where everybody covers costs but never pays homage. The scene turned on me, people trying to ruin me. Where most would see a problem, I'm seeing an opportunity to drop a freestyle and kill them niggas that were booing me. I made my haters watch and put the screw inside of scrutiny beautifully. Also, if I am attending, security's coming first, like I was trying to shop at duty free. Where the fuck's the unity? Where I come from, there's no class, forget truancy. We have got now in common. Them niggas see a molehill and make a mountain from it. Your people talk about you, can't say shit. The moment that you ain't it, the labels are looking for replacements. Same shit, people start forgetting what you've done for them. Everyone in music's gonna take until there's nothing left. Your fans are switching up on you, and they don't know how tough it gets. Reading through your old comments, trying to feel some love again. I see karma.
Man.
So looking at it from another perspective, playing devil's advocate, considering you know you're obviously becoming famous, so to speak, but you still deal with a lot of issues on a human level, do you ever just sit and wonder about the stories behind the people you meet day by day? Does it make you feel grateful in a weird way for your life and problems?
So I love this question. And I kind of got like 9 things I want to talk about. Great song. Great piano, great lyrics. Gonna get on all the lyrics here in a bit. outro. Obviously, we're locked into a therapy session. The outro, he's asking this question. You ever said about the stories behind the people you meet day to day? The next track is called Lesley, and it's 11 minutes long. So I feel like we're going to get into that whole story. We're going to answer this question. But I like this too. Does it make you feel grateful in a weird way for your life and problems? There is such, I talked about this before. I talked to my son about this. There is such a thing as a good problem. That's real. I think we, as a society, as people, we get so focused on, what is a problem, what needs to be fixed, but we often overlook the source of the problem, what's causing the problem, because sometimes a problem is a good thing. Like, for example, a good problem I have is that I have all these people that want me to sit down and listen to all these different albums. Now, on the surface, it seems like, oh man, this is a problem because they want this and they want that, but they think it sucks and this is mid. No, this is great. That in itself can seem like a problem. Like sometimes it can get a little tiring. I wouldn't even say annoying, but it's like, geez, after a while, it just turns into noise, so it doesn't really matter. But if you zoom out, what a great problem to have. Like, if you're me, if you have a channel that's based off of sitting down and listening to music, and you've got all these people, oh my God, we want you to listen to all this stuff. That's a great problem. That's the best. That's the best problem to have. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. So sometimes in life, these problems that we think, oh God, this shit is so this or that or whatever, sometimes the reason for it is a good thing. And if you didn't have that problem, you would essentially have a bigger problem because you would have a lack of whatever positive that is driving this thing toward you. Like another good problem I have is at work, they want me to move up. I don't fucking want to, but they keep hassling me. Oh, you should move. We really like to make you go salary and move you up into this position. I don't want to deal with it all. I really like having my Fridays so that I can do this instead. This is what I want to do. But it's a good problem to be hassled by the people I work for who want me to move up. That's a good problem. So I say all that to put that idea in your mind if you can. Sometimes there are problems that you have, and yes, it is a problem, but its source, its origin is from something that's actually positive. Not all problems are bad problems. And so that whole concept, just a problem isn't inherently negative. Uh-oh, here comes guesses. Okay, fine. Another problem for me. Being interrupted because this one girl's all, ooh, I want to give you kisses during your video.
Okay, bye, Living.
Bye, have fun. A little bit of confirmation bias going to happen here on these lyrics. You see all gold chains on our flashy cars. I see lack of self-worth, and I see battle scars. There's a song, If I Had a Tail by Queens of the Stone Age. Buy flash cars, diamond rings, expensive holes to bury things. When I look at some of this shit, there's all this stuff online, right? They call it like the alt-right pipeline now, right? But like Andrew Tate and all these guys, right? And they got to have their expensive cars, and they got to have their fucking muscles, and they got to have their money, and they got to have their private jet. They got to have all this shit. And it's like, all I see is somebody covering up their own insecurity of their own self. Like there's this great example. It pops up on Reddit all the time because Reddit loves to jerk itself off on hating Andrew Tate, right? God, Reddit loves to do that. But it's just one thing about Andrew Tate says something about this guy, like, you're fat, you're married, your wife's gonna leave you, whatever. Like, if I would be you, I would hate myself or something. And the thing is that's true in the sense of because of the core of the person. Yeah, if I didn't have this flashy thing, and if I didn't have this expensive thing, and if I didn't have these nice things to cover over this giant fucking hole that's inside of me, all I would be is this giant hole. So to me, it's this wild inverse of what it means to feel secure. Like, I'm very secure with how I am and how I feel and how I look. I don't give a shit. And that's what cracks me up so much sometimes about, not necessarily hip hop. You hear it in hip hop, but you see it in other things too. These people that scream, they don't give a fuck. Yes, you do. You clearly give a fuck. You're the person that would be the first to fight anyone who says anything about you because You're so worried about it. The people who don't give a fuck are the ones who just go, what? And keep on walking. Or don't even acknowledge that something's been said. Anyways, I don't want to pound that drum too hard. I'm just getting up on my soapbox because it's like, see, someone else is saying it too. It's strictly confirmation bias. That's all that's happening right here. He has to be with 20 men when he wears his jewelry, and you see it as gangster. I see it as insecurity. So I obviously agree with this, but whatever. Who cares? Not a big deal. Where I'm from, everyone wants to make it out, but nobody wants to see somebody make it. God, that's a rough one too. It ain't about who came around more, but who stayed around more. You see the video vixens are all pearly whites. We don't see the dirty nights, long days, and early flights. You see the deals, think the rappers are laughing now. But you don't get that if we weren't already, we're a target now. You see all the groupies, heaven sent. I see 25 minutes worth of empty sex. I like this track. I like how, and to zoom out a bit, the reason why I like it so much is I feel like with our current society, there's so much focus on the winner, the top, the champion, and really in disparity of how much focus is put on the effort, the failure, the struggle, the years of trying. I feel like we would be so much better off if we focus on those things, you know? Because the victory, especially now, it's kind of especially with music, it feels like things are so short-lived. Like I remember talking with Path, we were talking about the Utopia album last year, Travis Scott, and it was like everyone was talking about it, and then it was gone. Nobody talked about it anymore for like a week, and it's just like a week, 2 weeks, and then poof. It's like it never even existed almost. And that's wild. It shouldn't be that way, you know? There's so much just movement from the one shiny thing to the next shiny thing. I don't know how I got onto that. I'm kind of disjointed, by the way. I apologize. But, you know, I'll blame my wife again. It's all her fault. All her fault, right? Fake handshakes and fake spuds with fake comments. Everybody covers costs, but no one pays homage. Oh, fucking beautiful. Beautiful. Like, yeah, we'll cover the cost, but we're not going to give you any respect. Fucking great. The scene turned on me. People trying to ruin me. Where most people see a problem, I'm seeing an opportunity. Drop a freestyle, kick these people that were booing me. Made my haters watch and put the screw inside of scrutiny. I like that one too. Quite a bit. I like that one too. We've got nothing in common. These people see a molehill and make a mountain from it. They see a Cuban whip and I see a house. A Cuban and a whip, I see a house deposit. So stop pissing your money away on these stupid things. How to stop it? People saw Keys and went to trial for shooting. I saw Keys learn to play and made thousands from it. Where was it? What was it? Champagne bottles, and they're all the screaming girls. It's ironic how you'll never hear them scream for help. Hear people talk about you can't say shit. This is something that really struck me too. Depression when you make it, the pressure and the hatred. Do people talk about you can't say shit? The moment that you ain't it, the labels are looking for replacements. That's a great line. Your people talk about you can't say shit. Because think about social media and all the comments that fly around. But then if somebody, if anybody ever responds, right, like an artist or whatever, if they ever say something back to a comment, what happens? Just fucking dogpile, right? And then media outlets, oh, so-and-so became unhinged and replied to a comment. So yeah, you have to just say nothing. That's the only way you can deal with all these crazy comments that fly around about you. Everyone in music's going to take until there's nothing left. God damn. I mean, it's so cool to like hear this after listening to Little Simz EP, knowing her, right? But her being an independent artist and focusing on that path and not buying into a lot of the shit that he's talking about. Anyway, okay, long break right there. Environment's fucking great. I said Disaster was my favorite, but Environment might become my favorite. Let's move on to track 9, which is very long, 11 minutes. It's called Lesley. It's produced by Fraser T and Dave. It's featuring Ruel. And let's drop in. I'm expecting a nice long story here. Track 9, Lesley.
Look, they say the universe, it works in a strange way. And it must be true because We ain't from the same background or same place, but me and Lesley ended up on that same train. I'm talking every day. I used to wake up around 7 or 8 to catch the 906 from Norbury Station. 2 different worlds in the same location. And one day we ended up speaking, and I would talk about college, she would talk about meetings and how she's planning on leaving, how she hates what she does but she needs it. I asked her what she would do and it's the weekend, and she said, I don't know myself, I don't know myself.
I already love this.
She used to be the life of the party for true. Never heard her talk about her family ever. He was all that she had until they had an argument and he stopped calling her back. And I don't know if there was more to the story than that, cause she plays things down, but according to that, he went missing one day in the morning he ran. She's doing overtime, struggling affording a flat, till she lost her job, it fucked all of her plans. Couldn't pay the rent, borrowing and calling for cash. But Hannah, she was there for her, care for her. When I saw Les, she told me, I don't know myself, I don't know myself no more. Les saying I got nothing to live for. It's been raw, but David, I ain't never been this poor. There's no income. My boyfriend left me, so how the fuck am I gonna survive when his kid's born? And
Brilliant, brilliant. So very beautiful. I'm really captured. I'm just pausing to do my job, but there's no better gift than the gift of life, so can you handle it? And what a wonderful way to ask that question, right? Life is so wonderful. Can you handle it? Right? Because that's never how it's really. It's something so wonderful. Of course you can. Oh, give me more, give me more. No, man. Life is a fucking ride. So let's just keep going. Wanted to pause the ride to tell you that it is a ride so that you know it's a ride before we get back on the ride after interrupting the ride. Beautiful song thus far. Beautiful song.
I don't know myself, I don't know myself.
I'm not reading ahead either.
But I changed her perspective. Late in December, her baby's expected to drop. She's accepted, excited, electric, pumped. Only got to wait a few months. Her and Hannah had lunch. Told her she's pregnant. And they're the closest of brethren, so she didn't stunt to tell her. I think that it's an error. You ain't a mum for a day, you're a mum forever. Whatever. And you and Jason break up whenever. If I'm honest, that's something you should have done together. I want to talk about the baby, you, me, Jason, all of that. I've been feeling like I need to get my aura back. I used to be so fucking confident, but these days, I swear, I don't know myself. I don't know myself no more. It's free.
So this verse is pivotal because the structure of relationships is breaking down. You know, earlier in the song, her and had lunch, told her she's pregnant, the closest. She didn't stunt to tell her, I think it's an error. You ain't a mum for a day, you're a mum forever. Whatever. And you and Jason break up whenever. If I'm honest, that's something you should have done together. And what's, you know, her friend Hannah, who supposedly cared about her so much before, didn't know how to approach it. Now here is Lesley reaching out, and Hannah's not there. And, you know, it's a story, not to pound on it too hard, but it's like, how odd is that in relationships when the one person is trying to help, but they don't know how, and then maybe things don't go a certain way, and then the other person is reaching out to them now for help, and then that person's gone. Not great. Not great. Let me back it up just a smidge of a couple seconds so we don't ruin the transition.
So fucking confident, but these days, I swear that I don't know myself. I don't know myself no more. It's 3:30. Lesley was meant to get a scan, but today I think she's going home early. Trying to talk to Jason, tell him about the kid addressing any reservations. Have that conversation. Middle of the summer and it's raining. Waiting at the train station. Hella cancellation, so she gets a taxi. Sitting in the backseat, blue jean jacket and a maxi. Actually tired and her legs are aching. Touch the destination, way faster than a cab driver's estimation. You ain't in love, you just wanna love. Lesley telling Jason, I don't wanna love. I don't wanna you and I don't wanna us. And also, I don't wanna talk loads. One more line before I dash like Morse code. Open the wardrobe.
Is it
Jason's on the
Hannah?
edge.
Is it gonna be
I just
Hannah?
wanna see if she was prettier than me, slimmer than me, maybe your baby similar to me, maybe you wanted someone thicker than me, fitter than me, to satisfy you quicker than me. I got your baby in my stomach and you did this to me. What did I ever do to you for you to finish with me? Jason's gone by the time police are coming. They saw that there ain't no one else in the house and feds are running through the door shouting. We had reports of an argument with a woman. There's blood all over the floor and it's splattered onto the wall. Lesley's on the bed and she's trying to speak to the feds. She's deep in the stress and there's meters above her head. If anything, she couldn't even say anything, but she's got this really sharp pain where her belly is, so they call the ambulance until they play the voicemail like, yo Hannah, it's Les, can you call me back? I want to talk about the baby, you, me, Jason, all of that.
I'm
I've been
confused.
feeling like I need to get my aura back.
Oh, it's Hannah's phone.
I used to be
Okay.
so fucking confident.
Yeah. It's Hannah's
These
phone.
days,
Okay, it was Hannah. It was
swear,
Hannah.
I don't know myself. I don't know.
But it also sounds like she's having a miscarriage because of the stress and the physical altercation with Jason.
Myself no more. She felt sick to her stomach, she started panicking, mind rattling, trying to understand what Hannah did, battling the shame, cause the situation embarrassing, she's trying to fathom it, betrayed by her own garrison.
Betrayed by her own
Meanwhile,
garrison.
she's on the deck trying to manage this, piercing pain in her stomach, she couldn't handle it, she took damage to the brain and now she's in a coma as we speak, but I ain't sure if she can make it out.
Jesus
You see,
Christ,
this
man.
time that I'm taking out to tell you the story is more than a song or track, it's a message to a woman with a toxic man. I'm begging you to get support if you're lost or trapped. I understand that I can never understand, and I ain't saying that it's easy, but it must be right. Some of your sisters, aunties, mums and wives are fucked inside and they will never touch on why. I'm touched cause I've seen women that I loved or like cry a little red tear through a bloodshot eye. This shit's awful. No matter what culture, it ain't normal. Men try and twist it and make it seem like it's your fault. In that train full of people that you're taking, how many Leslies are running from their Jasons?
Jesus Christ, man. That shit's heavy. Heavy.
Angel without wings, like the day without the night to bring her peace. Soldier without a war, how can we do this anymore?
This is extremely beautiful
Song without
right
a
here.
voice, a spark without a flame.
Well, we've made a massive amount of progress in this last year, haven't we? Feels like a long journey. And I must say, it's been a pleasure to watch you mature and grow in thought and in your career and life. You've opened up immensely. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't miss these sessions. But you know, you can never stop learning about yourself. So you're always welcome. I'm just happy you're at a place now where you feel you understand your emotions and are in control.
I'm kind of expecting it to just fucking blow off now. Like, it won't. Well, I don't think it will, but I feel like this is an opportunity where all these things that have been expressed, you know, I'm happy you're at a place where you feel, you understand your emotions and are in control, and then you just snap, you know? I don't really know what to say about Lesley. It's a very powerful song. At one point I was like, God damn, I'm gonna start crying, and then I was able to like shift the lever so I didn't turn into a bumbling mess. But also, I have been fortunate in my life, even though, you know, my parents went through a breakup and there were some issues, you know, drug abuse and shit like that. But you know, I have been fortunate in my life that nobody in my family has ever been physically abusive, you know, which is that's nice, right? Understatement of the year. That's nice. I feel hypocritical to speak on physically abusive relationships because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I've never been in that kind of environment and I never will be. I will not allow that. And the nice thing with my wife is we don't even like argue. We get annoyed with each other sometimes. We don't even like argue. It's kind of, it's like I've said before on other albums, you know, some of these artists talking about where they come from in their lives, and it's impossible for me to imagine. It's just like this. I can't imagine a relationship where somebody's hitting you, where someone's telling you it's your fault. You made me do this to me. And then having a psychological state where you think it's true. You think maybe it is okay. Maybe it is your fault. I don't know how to process that kind of thing. It's just fucked up. It's really fucked up. You know, when I was talking about, what was it, on the song Black, I feel like there are just inherent flaws that are baked into our species that aren't going to go away. That doesn't mean we give up and stop trying. No, of course, keep trying, but man. I'm just going to assume the song is a true story. I don't want it to be, but even if I don't want it to be, even if I said, oh, this is entirely fictional, I guarantee you this has happened countless times, too many times. And really, you know, the lyrics are straightforward. It's not a whole lot to go back and go over. Man. Yeah, that was fucking rough. Beautiful, but rough. I hope if Lesley's out there, or anybody who is a Lesley, I hope he can get out. You know, I hope he can get out. The other thing though too is it's not necessarily that simple. You know, I like that the track opens up with some of the financial difficulties, right? Because that is a thing too. I mean, what if your choice is to stay in an abusive relationship or be homeless? Not much of a choice there, is there? I mean, that's not an easy decision. Clearly there's a choice, but both selections are pretty awful. You can go live in your car. What if there is a kid? You know? Now the court's involved, you know, and it's I think one thing I've kind of come to learn over a pretty lengthy amount of time, but it's not that simple as, oh, just leave. And go where? What if you've got nowhere to go? What if you've got no means of leaving? What if you have no money to take care of yourself? I mean, leaving is literally not an option other than just what? I'm going to go sleep in a ditch. I'm just start hitchhiking down the freeway. So anyway, let's move on. That's fucking heavy. You know, a song like that is very powerful, but like my desire to listen to it again is not necessarily that high. You know, and it's not because the song is bad. It's like really the song is doing what it's doing too well. Anyway, all right, track 10 is called Voices, produced by Keith, Asky Resky, One Mind, and Fraser T. Smith. So Fraser's been pretty consistent on this album. Track 10, Voices. So now he's in control of his emotions, apparently.
I know heartbreak well, man, I got her on speed dial. Me and suffering got the same dad. Me and pain go way back. And it's hard to explain, but oh my love, I hear voices. Oh my love,
this is a nice break from Lesley.
Oh my love,
get us out of the darkness here.
And the voices, they say you're everything that I need. I can't get mad. Can't get him out my head. I don't know envy, that nigga lives on the other side. But I struggle my brethren, and I hustle my best friend. I heard of regret, but I don't know him as well as my last few exes. All this pain must be the reason.
Trippy upbeat production with the lyrical content.
I can't get my.
I'm gonna let it finish and then I'll discuss. Cool little
Used
jam.
to sit down in a room all day and think to myself, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Sorrow's a bitch, I'm glad that she left and moving on. Never had no pot to piss in. Made so many wrong decisions till I fell in love with optimism. And our love is like the sweetest thing. I can't get
cool beat, really cool production on this one. It's like fun, but it's a weird pairing with what we're singing about. Very cool beat. I like this one. You know, it is kind of a cool track right after the conclusion of the therapy session, because it's almost like, you know, think of it like a movie script or something where he's, you know, on the couch and he's talking about all these things, and the therapist asks him, you know, what about people that you've met? And he goes through this whole dark story about Lesley, and then, okay, there's things up, and you've grown so much, you control of your emotions, and then, you know, gets up and walks outside and just, you know, walking down the sidewalk or something, and it's just like, I've gone through all of this, I've expressed all of this, I've gone through all this therapy and processing, but all these fucking voices are still here. They're still here. It's almost like a mental tinnitus. You know, tinnitus, the ringing in your ears. I have it all the time because I listen to my music too loud. But I have to because I can't hear because of the ringing in my ears. I have to turn it up. But that causes the ringing in my ears. But because it's ringing, I have to turn. Anyway, it's mostly from dirt biking. But it's peculiar. You know, you think it's. I always feel this way. I feel this way about too many things. Like, I feel like with relationships or whatever, like, if you just get it to self-sustain, then you don't have to touch it anymore. Like, okay, cool, that thing's taken care of, right? It's like something, like a way to remove things from your list of things you got to do in life. But it doesn't work that way. And, you know, emotions, they always just come back, and they come back, and they come back. You can talk about it, you can spill it out, you can express yourself, and then the next day, here's more, you know? That's kind of... I don't know. I was going to say unfortunate, but maybe it's not unfortunate. You know, maybe that's another good problem. Maybe that's one of those things where, you know, I just keep feeling. That means I'm still alive. Because if you stop feeling, God, I don't know what the point is, really. And there's a line in here talking about falling in love with optimism. What the fuck am I doing wrong? So I was a bitch. I'm glad that she left. I'm moving on. Never had no pot to piss in, made so many wrong decisions, till I fell in love with optimism. And our love, it's like the sweetest thing. I would say falling in love with optimism is a challenge. I personally am fairly pessimistic. I try to be positive. You know, you don't need bring negativity into life because life's just going to fucking dump it off in buckets anyways. But optimism, sometimes, like, especially this happens with me at work all the time. I'll tell myself, going into work, okay, it's a new day. Don't be cranky. You know, get some stuff done. Be positive, this and that. And then, like, within the hour, there's something that's come up like, well, this is fucking stupid. Right? It just pisses you off and derails your mood for the whole day. But even, you know, outside of that shallow experience, you're looking at where things are going with the world, geopolitical conflict, resources, environment. I mean, there's, oh God, I don't know, man. I don't know. For me, it's hard to be optimistic. But there's nothing you can do at the same time. I mean, it's just going to do what it's going to do. We can try our best. That's it. Anyway, I wholly mention that not to disagree with his statement of falling in love with optimism, but more so to tell anybody out there who's trying to fall in love with optimism, if you're struggling, don't kick yourself, because falling in love with optimism is not that easy, in my opinion. Cool track. Interesting beat. There's one more song, Drama. This has been a neat ride. I didn't really know what to expect, but this has been a very neat ride. Final track is called Drama. It's a 7-minute song, so it's a little bit longer again. Produced by Fraser T. Smith. Let's drop in. We're going to close out Psychodrama by Dave. It starts with Psycho, ends with Drama. I'm noticing that wrap up there, kind of a book ending the album with the name of the album. Here we go. Track 11, Drama. Oh, did I break Spotify? Yep, every time. If I pause right between transitions, Spotify just... Nope, I can't play the track. All right, here's Drama.
Like I was saying, bruv, many nights, man prayed, bruv. Someone was going to help me.
Dave's elder
This
brother,
sometime,
Christopher.
You know, bring me out of this shit, you know. Time. It took a while for man to recognize, boy, who he was gonna send. And you know what, man, I'm very proud, very happy to say it's one of my own, innit? You know? And boy, although none of this is easy, you know, just proud to be witnessing what's going on, man. You
know. That's got to be special hearing your older brother say that.
Look, I don't know where to start, but I just done my first psychodrama, and I hope the world hears my craft. I'm excited, man, I pray you get to hear my craft. From my childhood, our mother didn't hear me laugh. I'm presenting you the future, I don't fear my past. I ain't got a tattoo anywhere near my arms, but best believe on my sleeves where I wear my heart. My brothers never spoke to each other when I was growing up. I remember trying to build a bridge, I wasn't old enough. I pray I hold the game for as long as you man can hold a grudge. Years went by, I know it's fucked, I had to hold it up for mummy on my own. I know it's tough, I got the coldest blood. I remember when you got sentenced and I was throwing up. It's like they took a piece of my freedom when I had opened up. I just lost the only fucking person I idolized. For my entire life I copied you down to the finest line. Bro, I got a flame in my mind that I'm trying to firefight. The pill I had to swallow wasn't bitter, it was cyanide. I learned over time, separation issues I described are probably the reason that I struggle feeling anything. This scene's mine, bro. Rappers wanna diss me, it's only online though.
It's only
they
online.
put the mic and soft in a micro. Soft, not eyebrow. Swimming only time I can lie though. And let me be genuine, anybody richer my age is American. Kicking ball or inherited. It only makes sense I'm independent, knowing everything had happened how I'm telling it. You niggas aren't getting it. I'm coming from the struggle, I survived and I'm still here. Used to bump train, that's two ways, I don't feel fair. I don't know trust, I know a tight bond will tear. Like a good wig, I can't tell you if it's real hair. Life is at its craziest, walls started caving in. All the things I've seen would turn atheist. I didn't get 99 marks in English, I was faking it. I got 98 cause I don't know what a vacation is.
That's a great line. All the things I've seen would turn atheist, which is someone who believes in God, atheist, which is someone who does not believe in God. He's just gonna go. I don't know where to pause. I don't think there's really a lot to disassemble, dissect, and explain. It's all pretty fucking straightforward. This is another heavy one. Let's keep going.
If you sought God, what would you say to him? If given a chance, would you have taken it? If you could rewind time, what would you change in it? Do you believe in what an angel is? Furthermore, do you believe in what the devil is? I thank God for the pain because it made me this.
I don't know if I'm gonna fucking be able to handle this. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. This is hitting. And now we gotta listen to his brother.
I remember them days, bro. Say them days, one night in particular, bro. I think, for some reason, man put on a beat. It was just in the front room, freestyling, bar for bar. I don't even know how old you was these times, bro. Probably about 10, 9. Yeah, man. If I think about it now, think about the transition. Them days there, you had no bars, but
you had no bars.
But to be real, did anyone, you know what I mean? The core context, bro. I was pumping it. Man come to my door, he's like, bro, man, that's a bit loud, you know. I was like, fam, that's my brother. He's like, yeah. And you know, on your birthday, man send you a little card, and it begins, Jesse made 7 of his sons pass before Samuel. But Samuel said to him, the Lord has not chosen these. So he asked Jesse, are these all the sons you have? There is still the youngest, Jesse answered, but he's tending the sheep. Samuel said, send for him. He will not sit down until he arrives. So he sent and had him brought in. He was ruddy, with a fine appearance and handsome features. Then the Lord said, rise and anoint him. He is the one. Bro, you know what that means? Say no more, man.
Jesus, man. Jesus. Dave is fucking real. Dave is fucking real, man. You know, there was that bit earlier about he doesn't have any tattoos on his arms, but his sleeve is where he wears his heart. Fucking A, he does. Fucking A, he does. I don't really know what to say. I mean, like, on one hand, I can't talk. Like, I'm right on the verge of fucking crying. I don't really... It's not that I'm embarrassed to cry. You guys have seen me cry. It's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. But it becomes very difficult to talk. My throat's kind of tight. I mean, I was just imagining a guy who said all this about struggling and trying to make it, and, you know, bills are piling up for his mom, and his fucking dad is gone, doesn't even remember him. And the guy he looks up to his most, his brother, gets ripped out of his life. He's in prison. And then his brother is saying this about him. And this is his debut. Jesus, man. Jesus. And he's talking about, you know, thank God for the pain because it made me this. You know, I don't always necessarily agree with that because we don't know the other selves that we could have been, you know? We're all here now, and that's it. We don't know the parallel lives that are, you know, running beside us where if this goes differently, if that goes differently. And it's a positive idea. I think it's an optimistic idea to go, you know, this is what I am today. All the things that happened to me is what made me who I am today. And so I'm going to build it as a strength. You know, these flaws, these struggles, these failures, these whatever, these holes in my heart, rather than being weaknesses, they will become my strengths. My flaws will become my strengths. And I believe that. I think it's a very important thing to do because otherwise they become weights and you just pull you down and you just get sucked into the mud and lost. But at the same time, you know, you never know how things could have turned out. And isn't it kind of wild? You know, it makes me think of Duckworth, right? The Last Check Off a Dam. The guy that doesn't kill Kendrick's dad because his dad used to fucking joke with them and give him free chicken. And then one day he shows up to rob the place and he doesn't kill him. It's fucking wild. It's wild, man. My grandfather on my dad's side, he lived in Nazi-occupied Germany when he was a kid. And his father, my great-grandfather, they were farmers. And there was one day, him and his dad were out in the farm, and a fucking German plane flew by and, you know, shot at him, and they jumped in the ditch. Nothing happened. What if that guy has a better aim? You know, it's weird. It's weird. It's hard to not be emotional after hearing all that, man. Fuck. It's definitely a... There's a phrase used... One of my favorite movies is called Aliens. And my son and I love to watch it together. And he loves watching the longer version, the director's cut. And it starts out with this little segment from James Cameron talking about this longer cut and how back then they wanted movies to be a little bit shorter. And so, they, you know, but this was what the film was supposed to be. And he always liked it because his friend would describe it as 40 miles of bad road. You know? And nobody really likes 40 miles of bad road. But sometimes it makes for an amazing story, you know, as rough as it is. Jesus, man. That was great. It really was great. You know, look, I'm going to side with the people who say, oh, Dave is boring, Dave is mid, you should listen to somebody else. I can kind of get that because you got to be in a right mood for this. You know, if you're looking for something something different than this, you won't listen to this. I mean, stupid statement, but I think with this album's very heavy. It's very heavy. It's very like straightforward, forthright. Just open, raw, just laying it all out there. And sometimes it's not what you want. And so I can kind of get that. But I was not bored. I think it's very well done for what it is, what it's doing. Great presentation, great structure in terms of the theme of the album, this idea of a therapy session and going through different segments of your life and just opening it all up and dumping it out there. And beautiful ending too, man. Drama is a great ending. I think Disaster's my favorite. That beat was really cool. Burna Boy sounded great on location too. God, I'm like tired. That shit wore me out a little bit, honestly. It wore me out. Dave. That was good. That was really good. Okay. I got a couple music videos to do. That's going to be part of Patreon. If you're watching on YouTube, if you want to check out music videos with me, it's Patreon. And of course, you can see the entire reaction uncut without YouTube ads every fucking 8 minutes or however often they shove them in there. And then MP3 format as well if you just want to listen.